This is a short video giving you an introduction to roles. Roles is a new feature in ChurchDesk. It replaces a role permission-based system where you would have to define permissions individually for each user, which is a bit complicated. And so instead we're offering roles. So I'll go ahead and show you how you can manage roles and what kind of roles you would need in ChurchDesk. So we'll go to ChurchDesk settings. And in settings, you find roles and access. And here you'll find that we've created a set of roles already, which is available to you. It covers most of the needs that you'll find in a parish. And the system roles are shown with a padlock. That means you also cannot delete them, but you can disable them if you want to create new roles and make them your own. So Organization Administrator is the regular role that you are familiar with. It allows the user to set up your ChurchDesk, manage categories, and similar. And here in parish roles, you have the roles that describes typical roles for a person in a parish. A user will be able to have multiple roles if they fill out certain and different functions in your parish. I'll go ahead and show you how to create new roles. And the most common way to do that would be to essentially find the role that's most similar to what you would need. So you click on a role. Here you can see what the role entails. There's a description of the role, and you can see what access and permissions the role has. So there are some permissions for people, which gives access to people. There are some for forms, payments, calendar, homepage, and so on and so forth. And to make it your own, what you essentially do is you take this one, if that's the one that you want to use as a template for your role, and copy it. And you say, yes, I would like to copy it. And because you actually wanted to use the administration role, we'll actually go ahead and give it the name administration. And then we can afterwards disable the administration role. Let's say you want to make a change to this role. It doesn't exactly fit your needs. You go to, for example, payments and giving, if that's what you didn't want the user to have access to, and then you click Save Role. Now you have two administration roles, and you can say, okay, I don't want that. So basically, you'll just go ahead and disable the one that we've created for you. That way, you will only have active roles that fit your need. And if there's some roles you say you don't want those, then of course you can go ahead and simply deactivate them, and then they're no longer in use. You can also create a role from scratch. That takes a little bit longer. There you will essentially fill out from scratch a description and fill out the different permissions that you want for this role and how the role should be able to work. I'll go ahead and show how you can use these new roles when you want to invite users into ChurchDesk. I'll go to Users, create a new user, and I want to invite my fantastic colleague, Berita Christiansen, and bc at churchdesk.com. And then I'll go ahead and define a group for her. So she needs to be as part of the staff. And next, here I'll have to figure out what role she needs to work in. And given that Brita has a personal management role, we'll just go ahead and define that role. And if in your organization you have multiple parishes, you can actually define what parishes she serves in that role. So in this case, it would be Dunblane and St. John's. If you are just one parish using ChurchDesk, you simply just enable the role. And I'll go ahead and send invite. And then Brita will be invited with this role into the system, and she would have access to all of the features and functions that a person typically would need in this role, but only be able to access it for these parishes. And so let's say you have been a customer with us for a long time, and you obviously didn't start with the new roles. It's actually easy to migrate to. None of your users have different permissions than what they already have today. So nothing has changed for any of your users. You can see that Benjamin, he was created a long time ago, and he has 19 permissions, so he doesn't have any other roles. And his 19 permissions were the ones that he had prior. And I can go ahead, click Edit Permissions. So if I want to change his permissions to a new role, I can either decide not to do that if I don't want to make a change, or I can simply decide that he needs a new role. Let's just say that he needs to be in a planning role, and that he would need to be that either in all of the parish or just a single one of the parishes, and then I hit save. In this case, I will not be doing that. I'll allow him to have the permissions that he has today. Thank you.